welcome back to another video on the channel. Now in this video we're going to be going through the best email subject lines for you to use in your email outreach to your e-commerce prospects. This is actually a very requested video on the channel in terms of, what's the best type of subject line in order to generate the highest open rates possible for your email outreach. And then from there, obviously your email body takes over, whether you do looms, whether you do just plain text, whatever it is. You need to get people to open your emails in order to actually get client meetings. And so you need to structure your subject lines in a certain way because email open rates are directly correlated to the subject lines. So as I say in this video, we're going to be covering the best subject lines to use for your e-commerce SMMA outreach. So there's 3 points that I want to make in this video. Each point, you want to use each point. It's not like you want to do this one or this one or this one. Like you want to combine all 3 points. And when you do, your email open rate will honestly increase dramatically. So the first point is to break the email inbox pattern. Okay, so when you go into an email inbox, so the most common reason why your emails won't get opened, okay, whether you're doing email marketing, whether you're doing email outreach, which is what majority of you got to be doing is email outreach, the main reason your emails won't get opened is because it gets lost. Right? It looks too similar to all the other emails. It gets lost in amongst all the other emails. And at the end of the day, the client or the prospect just doesn't see it, right? It just doesn't stand out. And so they don't see it and it gets pushed down, and they never ever open it. That's the main reason why your emails won't get opened. Now, the way you want to break that is by having a pattern interrupt, okay? You want to break the pattern of the rest of the emails in their inbox. So the best way to do that, and this is something that we are actively implementing right now, like this is what we do for all of our emails, is to have every single letter in the email subject, like whatever your email subject is, every single letter, have it as lowercase. Now, this is something that we've been implementing for quite a while, but something that we've newly started to implement is even names as lowercase. So if you reach out to somebody called Alex, right? And in the email headline, you put their name, right? You put Alex. We've now even started to make that lowercase. Now, this is something that we are testing because obviously names are proper nouns and you don't want to kind of disrespect their name by putting it as lowercase. That could be a thing that people may feel as though like you're disrespecting them because their name isn't capitalized, isn't a proper noun. So we're testing it, but definitely try it out for yourself. Put everything as lowercase because it interrupts the pattern of their entire email box, right? Of their entire inbox, right? Because either everything's capitalized, trying to like scream, people are trying to like shout like, oh my God, last day on this sale or whatever. So it's all capitalized, or the first letter of every word, it's called camel casing. The first letter of every word in the subject line for the most part by most companies is capitalized. And so when yours is all lowercase, it breaks that pattern and it stands out, and that's when they go ahead and click on it. Now, point number 2. For point number 2, I want to ask you a question. Who do e-commerce owners and really business owners as a whole, who do they care about the most? Ask yourself that question. Who do business owners care about the most? Customers, right? That's who they care about the most. Customers. And so point number 2 is to make your headline, or your subject line, I should say, seem like you're a customer. And actually, as a side tangent, the reason I said headline is because subject lines and headlines on Facebook ads are basically the exact same thing. Just something to think about, right? But for point number 2, make your subject lines seem like you're a customer, because as I said, who do e-commerce owners and business owners as a whole care about the most? Customers. So if they think a customer's reached out to them, right? If they think a customer's reached out to them, they're going to open the email. Trust me, they're going to open the email. So you want to kind of disguise your subject line as it could potentially be a customer. Don't say black and white, I'm a customer and I'm not happy, or I'm a customer and I have a question. Don't say it like that, but imply that you're a customer. Now, you guys know me, as I always say, I'm very practical, and on this channel I like to give you actionable things. I know that by me saying act like you're a customer, it's not the most practical advice in the world, but it's something that you should definitely implement. But for some kind of actionable like headlines that you could use, right, that actually imply you're a customer, for example, quick question about brand name, right? Quick question about Nike. That could be one. You could even go, is a name of product still in stock, right? Before you ever reach out to a brand, you want to do a little bit of research on them. And so if you can see that one of their best sellers, or maybe you look in the ads library and they're consistently running ads to this one product, ask them, is product name still in stock? You know what I mean? That you're not saying you're a customer in any way, shape, or form, but you're implying that you're one. They're going to open those types of emails. Maybe even they have just launched a brand new product, and you could ask them, for example, what's your inspiration to launching product name? Stuff like that. Like, you've gone that slight extra mile. You've put in a bit of research, you've figured out something, and you've now positioned it in a way where the subject line implies that you're a customer. Honestly, every single subject line, okay, I'm gonna go as far as saying this, every single subject line that you create that implies you're a customer, you are gonna have like 90% open rates. I can almost guarantee you it, because if an owner sees your email and they think you're a customer, they're going to open it, hands down, without a doubt. Okay, now this point kind of segues into my third point, and it's that you want to make your subject line tie in with the body of your email. And the reason I say that ties in with point 2 is because you don't want to just outright say, for example, I'm a customer, and then in your email you go, I'm a marketer, do you want us to run your Facebook? You don't want it to be like that. You don't want to have that disconnect, because if you do, you're actually going to turn the client away, or the prospect, you're going to turn them away, and at the end of the day, you're going to essentially just turn them off. They're not going to like you, and the reason being is because they'll feel like you've kind of tricked them in a way. They'll feel as though you've deceived them, They'll feel as though, oh, you've said this in the title, but actually you just care about this. So even if they were interested in what you had to offer, they won't go with you, or they won't book a call, just because they feel as though you've tricked them. Nobody likes to feel as though they've been tricked. Okay, so make sure that your subject line ties in with the body of your email. So for example, one of my team members, he actually reached out to a coffee brand. I put that email into a separate video. It was like new ecom outreach method, and for that headline, it was a coffee brand, and my team member literally in the headline said, I quit coffee until Jot came along, right? So customer, it seems like he's a customer, and he actually was, because he actually bought the coffee prior to reaching out. That's what prompted him to reach out. But you know what I mean? Like, that implies he's a customer, right? I quit coffee until Jot came along. No marketer is reaching out to a brand in that way that sells coffee. You know what I mean? Like, no, I can guarantee that no other agency would have reached out to that same brand with that same headline. No, they wouldn't have done it. Another agency would have said, increase your Facebook ads by 33%. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they would have said. Not, I quit coffee until Jot came along, right? And then straight into the email, he tied it back in, right? He literally said, I quit coffee, but then seen a Jot ad, or I seen this ad, and I bought Jot, and now I think he even said, like, it's like 12 a.m. and goddamn, I'm wide awake. Something like that, he tied it in, and he kind of created a slight story and then got into the selling. He didn't just try and get the open and then just go straight into, oh, I'm a Facebook ads guy, I work for Bax Consulting, and why don't you set up a call with us? He didn't do it like that. He went about it in a different way. So you want to make sure that the body of your email ties in with your subject line, or to be more distinct, your subject line ties in with the body of the email. Right? You want to have that congruency, and it really ties in with Facebook ads as well, right? With your copy in your Facebook ads, you want to have a creative that ties in with that copy, right? You don't want to have a disconnect, right? You want to make sure it's congruent, and then when they click from that, Facebook ad, they click through to the website. You want the website to be congruent with your Facebook ad, and it's the same concept. I've done a couple videos previously on email outreach and whatnot, and honestly, email outreach is exactly the same as Facebook ads. The same traits hold true for both things, and this is just another testament to that in terms of subject lines. Subject lines are headlines, right? You want to spark curiosity. You want to make sure that it stands out in amongst everything else. Facebook ads, you want to make sure your Facebook ad stands out in amongst all of the other images and posts that are being made on that person's timeline. In the emails, you want to make sure your headline stands out, your subject line, I should say, stands out in amongst all the, the same concepts apply. Guys, Bit of a shorter video there, but I hope this gives you some context in terms of how to write good subject lines and how to create subject lines that create curiosity and that motivate people to actually click onto your email. And then from there, your email body should do the rest of the work. And so, as I say, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, wherever it is, and I will see you in the next video.